Assalamu alaikum, it's Huma Islam, and this is hadith number 20. It's the completion of the hadith of your syllabus from O Levels Islamia 2058 from P2. This is the last hadith that we have to discuss. It's based on individual conduct. Let's go to the text. So I'll read out the text. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna Allaha la yanzuru ila suwarikum wala amwalikum walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa a'malikum. Allah does not regard your appearances and your possessions, but He regards your hearts and your actions. In the text on your screen, God does not look at your forms and your possessions, but He looks at your hearts and your deeds. Now, question A, the part A is describe the teachings within the hadith. Allah wishes for Muslims to arise above materialism. Allah wishes for us as Muslims to rise above materialism. What is materialism? Being focused on materialistic things, anything, money and wealth and property. These are all materialistic things. So Allah wants us to rise above this. Humans judge each other on appearances, whereas Allah judges beyond it. This is a humanistic weakness, in fact, that we judge people based on what they are appearing as, what type of car they have, what type of house do they live in. But Allah's teaching us that when Allah does not judge you by this, then you should also not judge people by that, whereas Allah judges beyond it. He judges intentions coming from the heart and leading to actions. So what is important? Your intentions in the heart and your amal salih, your actions. For example, sacrificial animals. People look at the size of the animal, whereas Allah looks for the dedication and the faith behind the sacrifice. Like, as we all know that the Eid al-Adha has just passed, and people boast about how huge their animals are and how many animals they have bought. Please rise above that. That does not affect Allah. Even if you just get one animal of an average height, but you have sincerity and dedication in your faith behind the sacrifice, Allah will look at that, not at the size of your animal. Allah knows all intentions. And like, if you're sacrificing just to boast, just to show off, then do you think your sacrifice will be accepted? Nay to know. What is a person in ihram? What is a person in ihram? Beautifully white, but from inside holding dark intention. What if you see a person in ihram, he's beautifully in white clothes, adorned with white clothes, but from inside he's holding dark intentions. What could be the dark intentions? Just to go and see, I want to go and see what happens there, or I just want to come back and be named as a haji. So Allah, Allah looks at your intentions. Hadith, actions will be judged by intentions, which only Allah knows. This is a supporting quote that you can add to your work. Remember hadith of the book of 3 dates. When the Hazrat Umar brought half of his household, Hazrat Abu Bakr brought all of his household, and one Muslim brought just 3 dates, and people laughed. And then the Prophet said that these 3 dates are more valuable than everything that you've brought. Why? Because that was all that person earned. That was all that he had. It was equivalent to bringing of Abu Bakr's, his whole house. Because this was all that this person had. Quran, At-Tawbah. Those who criticize the contributors among the believers concerning charities, and the ones who find nothing to spend except their efforts, so they ridicule them. Allah will ridicule them, and they will have a painful punishment. This was related to the book. How can Muslims bring these teachings into actions? That's the part B of your hadiths. Muslims need to correct their intentions. Fix your mind, basically. Firstly, to please Allah, not just for Jannah. Okay, you're not supposed to aim only for Jannah. You're supposed to please. What should be in your intention? To please Allah, basically. When one wants to please someone, what do? Imagine a teacher's pet. So when you want to please somebody, imagine what you do. You do everything that person likes. If you can't understand, just imagine a teacher's pet. The teacher's pet, whenever the teacher calls, the teacher's pet will go running. And if they have to do chores for the teacher, they'll do it willingly. So if we want to please Allah, then we should run and establish those 5 daily prayers. We should run and do everything to make him happy. At work, employees try to impress their boss. We've seen that so many times. Why don't Muslims consider trying to improve their own impression in front of Allah? Because we try to always impress our teacher, our boss, our colleagues. Why don't we consider trying to impress Allah? Women beautify their faces, even men too nowadays, but from inside have not managed to beautify their ikhlaq. What's the use of having a whole lot of makeup over your face, and when you speak, you're like as if you're about to beat the other person up. You can kill with your words. Even today, men will be going to parlors to get their face dossed up, and they don't worry about their ikhlaq. Beautify your actions, beautify your salah, beautify fasting, beautify sadaqah all for Allah. Beautify your language, the way of talking, your composure, your mutual interaction. That is the things that you should try to beautify. Don't boast. If you are well off, stay humble, as it's a blessing from Allah. There's nothing to boast about because Allah has given it to you. Allah can't take it away from you. I hope that's sufficient for your answer. Ummah Islam, that's a completion of our hadith.